Deep within the Amazon, an untamed wilderness infamously named the Green Hell, lies the ultimate lifelong fantasy of one solitary man. Percy Fawcett, the most tenacious explorer of the Victorian era, vanished without a trace while searching for the mysterious lost city of Z. He never brought back piles of glittering gold, yet he left behind an unsolved century-old enigma that still haunts the world to this very night, accompanied by the soft flickering glow of gentle hearth flames. Let us wander into his persistent lingering life hidden deep within the endless tangled rainforest. If any blank empty space still remained on the world map, it was reserved exclusively for Percy Fawcett. He once marched fearlessly through raging artillery fire and bloody battlefields, yet chose to vanish forever into the primal untamed wildness of the Amazon rainforest. Was the legendary city of Z an ancient forgotten civilization buried beneath foliage, or merely a fevered hallucination born from the delirium of a stubborn obsessed madman? On this quiet silent night, let us listen closely to his final fading footsteps echoing from the profound depths of the tropical rainforest. He once uttered a solemn warning: "If I do not return, do not send anyone to search for me." Fully aware of the brutal, merciless cruelty of the Amazon wilderness, Percy Fawcett still stepped forward without hesitation, dedicating his body and soul to the boundless emerald jungle. His mysterious disappearance marked not only the end of an individual adventurer but also the quiet curtain fall of the golden age of wild exploration. Leave behind the trivial complexities of the mundane world tonight. Simply follow this gentle tale and drift into the boundless verdant twilight of the Amazon forest. On the 29th of May 1925, on the desolate edge of Brazil's Mato Grosso, a region widely feared as the deadly Green Hell, a short sealed letter was handed over to local indigenous tribesmen. It became the last definite message the world would ever receive from Percy Fawcett. In the heartfelt lines addressed to his beloved wife, he wrote gently, "You need not fear any form of failure." This resolute British explorer was none other than Percy Fawcett. Shortly after delivering the letter, he ventured deep into the dense, tangled rainforest alongside his eldest son, disappearing completely from human sight with no further word or trace. Tonight, accompanied by the softly flickering glow of the hearth fire, we walk fully into the untold life of this remarkable soul. Through this tranquil tale meant only for quiet reflection, he once served as the adventurous, heroic prototype behind the iconic character of Sherlock Holmes, and embodied the ultimate hope of cartographers chasing uncharted blank territories. Yet his most renowned identity remains that of a lonely wanderer mesmerized by an elusive phantom and eventually erased ruthlessly by the untamable forces of nature. His lifelong obsession revolved around the legendary golden city named Z, an eternal fixation that trapped his wandering soul within the misty emerald gloom of the endless rainforest. Amid the suffocating smoke and brutal chaos of the First World War, Percy Fawcett stood as an unwavering, calm commander on the chaotic battlefield. He traversed the muddy, blood-soaked trenches, calculating precise latitudes and longitudes with steady composure amid deafening continuous artillery roars. Yet the genuine sense of freedom and vitality he craved never arrived from military medals or honorable ceremonies held in London's prestigious clubs. It resided within the damp, soft night breezes sweeping across the vast South American rainforests, while other elites of his era gathered in luxurious gentlemen's clubs debating how to divide and occupy unmarked territories on world maps. His heart had already drifted far away to the remote wilds of the Amazon. He embarked on his risky journeys not for vanity, fame, or material wealth, but to validate a bold possibility universally mocked and dismissed by contemporary scholars. Within ancient Portuguese historical manuscripts he discovered fragmented records depicting a magnificent stone city buried deep in the passage of time, adorned with intricate carvings and towering stone towers. He could not stop questioning whether such a splendid, sophisticated civilization truly existed in a land universally regarded as primitive, barbaric wasteland. This lingering doubt took root deeply in his heart, the seed withering in the cold, dry air of London, yet flourishing wildly in the humid, fertile embrace of the tropical rainforest. He firmly refused to label indigenous tribes as ignorant savages, holding an unshakable belief that an older, more glorious civilization had once thrived hidden within the Amazon basin. This persistent archaeological obsession was far more than simple academic curiosity. In an increasingly mechanical, indifferent modern world, he sought an untouched, sacred sanctuary for his weary, wandering soul. The Amazon rainforest is like a deceptively tender mother concealing venomous fangs beneath her lush green exterior. Percy Fawcett understood this brutal truth better than anyone. Having ventured into this verdant labyrinth countless times, he had witnessed his companions waste away from deadly tropical fevers or fall victim to primitive poisoned arrows shot by indigenous hunters. In his personal journal he wrote solemnly, "Every inch of this cruel land hungers to devour human flesh, tiny parasitic Insects capable of laying eggs beneath human skin and stifling sweltering humidity that numbed human willpower became his constant daily companions throughout his expeditions. Endowed with an almost supernatural tolerance for physical suffering, he trekked dozens of barefoot kilometers across sticky, suffocating mud swamps. He danced alongside indigenous tribes, earnestly learning their obscure native languages in exchange for safe passage toward the inaccessible heart of the rainforest. His icy calm often sent chills down the spines of those around him. Even when venomous snakes coiled tightly around his ankles, he remained steady enough to pin the reptile's head with precise movements. This gradual numbness toward mortal danger quietly foreshadowed his tragic fate. He trusted his mysterious spiritual connection with the Amazon wilderness far too deeply. In his eyes, all the terrifying obstacles that deterred ordinary explorers were merely natural barriers carefully guarding the hidden city of Z. He molded himself into a sharp, cold scalpel, determined to cut through the thick green outer layer of the rainforest and uncover the gleaming golden heart hidden beneath endless foliage. During his final expedition in 1925, Percy Fawcett made an inexplicable, perplexing decision. Abandoning experienced professional soldiers and seasoned scientific researchers, he embarked on his most crucial journey, accompanied only by his eldest son Jack and one trusted, loyal friend at the supply outpost famously named Dead Horse Camp. He dismissed all local indigenous guides, severing every external reliance on human assistance. He firmly believed only a pure, undistracted small team was worthy of discovering and entering the sacred hidden city. By this time he was no longer a vigorous young explorer, yet the burning determination shining in his eyes blazed brighter than ever before. He deliberately cut off every possible retreat, foreshadowing and accepting his inevitable fate. In public statements he left a clear warning: if I do not return, never send rescue parties. Such attempts will only lead to unnecessary, meaningless deaths. This solemn declaration sounded less like bold, heroic rhetoric before an expedition and more like a sacred voluntary sacrifice, an unbreakable contract silently signed between humankind and the untamable forces of nature. The moment the three men vanished into the dense foliage, they faded into the deep green wilderness like a drop of ink sinking into an endless dark ocean, leaving no visible trace behind. His decisive, ruthless resolution left later generations trapped in endless confusion, whether he was genuinely searching for the mythical city of Z or quietly pursuing a thorough, irreversible disappearance from civilized human society. For decades following Percy Fawcett's mysterious disappearance, countless rescue missions ventured relentlessly into the Amazon wilderness to search for traces of the lost explorer. Statistics record that more than 100 rescuers lost their lives on this futile journey, their white bones quietly merging into the rainforest's dark soil. Various rumors spread endlessly across continents. Some claimed to have witnessed a pale, elderly white man wandering among indigenous tribes living in a trance like state, revered as a living deity by local natives. Others insisted he had been brutally killed by hostile tribes, his bones decomposing gradually to become nourishment for towering ancient trees. Even more bizarre speculations emerged, asserting that he had successfully discovered the legendary city of Z, choosing to abandon the outside world and start a brand new eternal life within the hidden ancient civilization. Yet all these ambiguous rumors eventually dissipated with the seasonal monsoon winds, leaving behind no tangible evidence, no scraps of clothing and no fragments of metal. The Amazon rainforest showcased its astonishing regenerative power, effortlessly erasing every footprint and trace left by the vanished explorers. The loyal, devoted love he had left for his wife faded alongside the yellowing, aging letters echoing faintly through the lonely, quiet nights of London. Modern satellite scanning technology has recently revealed traces of large-scale ancient architectural ruins buried within the Amazon basin, proving the existence of forgotten prehistoric civilizations. Perhaps Percy Fawcett never fabricated his mysterious discoveries, he merely caught an untimely glimpse of ancient hidden truth in an era unprepared to accept such shocking revelations. The bitter price of this eternal mystery was the lives of 3 brave men and the permanent empty vacancy of a broken family. Even today, the profound Amazon wilderness retains its primitive duality of tranquil stillness and wild, chaotic noise. When raindrops patter against broad banana leaves, one can almost hear the faint, heavy gasps of Percy Fawcett echoing through the dense foliage. He never carried glittering gold back to civilization, nor rewrote human historical records as he once dreamed. He simply transformed himself into an eternal, unresolved mystery. Perhaps along his unremembered final journey he ultimately discovered his true city of Z. It was not a luxurious metropolis paved with golden bricks, but a pure, peaceful state of freedom, completely detached from the constraints of modern civilization. Now the hearth fire dwindles into faint embers and the night outside deepens into the profound dark blue that belongs exclusively to lonely explorers. There is no need to endlessly question his final destination. Simply close your eyes. Quietly immersed in this unfinished romantic legend, may the thick, tranquil Greenery of the rainforest accompany you into serene slumber just as Fawcett drifted into peaceful dreams beneath the jungle night sky in that distant undisturbed wilderness guided solely by twinkling stars. May you embrace gentle rest, sweet dreams and eternal peace.